Good evening, all you yarnies and you dirty hookers out there. How is everybody doing tonight? Yes, I'm on a Friday and early on a Friday. I missed the last two streams when I wasn't feeling well, and last night I was planning on streaming. Hey there, Lumberjacks lady, how are you? I was planning on streaming last night, but a good friend that I hadn't seen, I've talked to her many times through the text and all of that. I hadn't seen her in a few months, and she was in the area, and she wanted to know if she could stop by. I said, sure. So she came over, and we got to talking, and I was showing her things that I've made on stream, and I mean, she knows all about Twitch. She's done the Twitch thing. I don't know if she streamed on Twitch, but she knows about Twitch long before I did. So I was showing her a bunch of the different things I've done on stream over the past few months or so, and time got away, and it got to be about 9:30 my time, and I usually stream between 8 and 10 my time, and then she went home, so I was like, okay, whatever, not a big deal. So I'm here. My plan is to stream until about 10 o'clock, so that's about 4 hours from now, so you're going to get an extra long stream. First half, we will be doing blankets for Project Linus. Those of you who don't know what Project Linus is, it will come up in the chat. It's a charity, nonprofit charity they take brand new, brand new handmade blankets, either crocheted, knitted, quilted. There's a couple other different techniques. Basically, anything that's brand new material, never been used, handmade blankets. And they donate it to children who are in need, either seriously ill, traumatized, homeless, all different types of, and it's children from 0 to 18. So it's just not the little ones, it's also the older children too. So Grammy ETC, who's here in the chat, she made a bunch of blankets for them. Actually, one of my followers who hasn't been in a while, Crojo Mojo, I think she's the one who brought up the charity Project Linus. So it was her idea originally, I think. So I've been working on that, and if you've been here in my stream, you've seen what I've been working on. Hey there, Traveling Tatter, how are you? Welcome to my stream. You finally caught one of my streams. Those of you who are interested, let me do the little thing. Gotta do the thing. If you're ever interested in tatting, which is a fiber art form where it makes like a lacy kind of pattern. There's different patterns you can do. I've never done it before. I am going to learn. And where's it at? Where's it at? If you're ever interested in it, definitely check out the Traveling Tatters channel. She's really good at it, and she's doing some really beautiful work at the moment. But it's using, well, the type that she's using is using a tatting shuttle. There is a version of it to do needle tatting, which I don't even know where to begin with that. So I have a shuttle. I've got it loaded up. I'm not to the point of learning how to do it yet, but soon, very, very soon. Oh, you're welcome. And I saw Dan. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Dan. How are you? So definitely check out the Traveling Tatter if you're interested in that. The piece she's working on, it's giving me, and I've been in her stream many times and said this, is giving me all of the gothic vibes. It is very, I don't know what the word, I don't want to say Morticia Adams, but it's giving me all those vibes. So like I said, the beginning of the stream tonight, we're doing blankets for Team Linus. It's about the first 2 hours. And then the second 2 hours, we're going to be doing our Throwback Thursday, even though it's Friday. And we are going to be making a vintage doily pattern. It's technically a coaster, but it's a doily, so it's all worked in the round. And this is a pattern from, actually, let me change the thing. Let me change the thing. There we go. This will be the second half. We're going to be working on this. It is a pattern from 1945. I had to modify it a bit because it kind of didn't make sense totally to me. So I didn't really change the pattern. I kind of maybe changed a stitch here and there to fit more modern terms that made more sense to me. It's essentially the same thing, but it's just in the round. And then the edge, it does have like a ruffled edge. What you're really supposed to do is you're supposed to starch them. Like the top ruffle, you're supposed to pull up a little bit and starch it so it's supposed to stand up. But I didn't mess with all of that. I didn't even starch any of it. So that would be the second half. Again, any of my usual regulars, y'all know, if you have any questions about crocheting at any time, feel free to ask. I can always stop what I'm doing and address those or show a certain technique. Let me catch up with the chat. Yeah, it is very cute. I love it. When I saw it, I figured it was an easy thing to show on stream to start with, and it's super adorable. And you could do whatever color you want. They recommended in the pattern a blue instead of a pink. Well, I didn't want the blue. I don't think I had enough blue. Well, the blue I had was really dark. Just got home from your day program. Tired. Oh, I'm sorry, but at least you're all right. Hope everything's, you get some, not everything. Hope you get some rest. So, what we're going to be working on tonight, and I'm going to pull it up here. It's the easiest way to pull it up. And I'm going to be working on, there we go. Let me move computers and technology. I'm going to be working on this blanket. This is the Endlessly Elegant blanket. It's on Ravelry. I've been working on it for a while now. Since I did my marathon stream back in beginning of July. Yeah. Mine is going to be solid, and I'll show you in a second. And again, those of you who've been here, you know what this looks like. And these are just examples they have. You can do it in different colorways. There it is in a solid. And we have another color change. Mine, and I'm doing mine pretty large. Let me move the yarn out of the way. It's too big to show all on screen. On stream, I will have to take a picture of it. I did take a picture of it a while ago, but I need an updated picture. But, oh, that's the backside. And I will zoom out a little bit. There we go. So, it's the same pattern. It's just all in this baby blue. And again, this is discontinued yarn. It is the same color, but it's different dye lots. So I found that out. I was like, oh. So the center, majority of the center is the darker. I'm doing this section in the lighter, and then I will do darker. And if I have lighter left, I'll finish with the lighter. So, oh yeah, I love it. I love this pattern. This yarn, it's a baby yarn. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. It's not super textured, but it's very soft. I wish I can get some more of this yarn. I don't know if they have anything that's comparable to it now. But it's the same pattern repeat, and I'm working on this row of popcorn stitches. I had to frog some of it out. It's not a big deal, but have to keep going with the flow. Creative way to handle dye lots. I would have given up. Yeah. Because I've got this much more. This is all I have left of the darker. I've got this of the lighter and then this of the lighter. It's about, maybe it might be in between the two. It's slightly in between the two. I think it's closer to the lighter. So I had much more of the darker. And I'm like, I want to use this all up. So that's what happens. And again, I got this for almost nothing. Years ago, I used to work at, oh, wait a minute. I got to fix this stitch real quick. I used to work at Michael's Arts and Crafts. And let me fix this too. Anything that had any skein of yarn that had the band ripped off, the store manager would just say, put it in a bag, and then when the bag was full, mark it for a few dollars, and us employees got first dibs. Well, the lady in the yarn department knew I crocheted, so that's where I got a lot of it, and that's where all of this comes from. So I don't have the banding for it anymore. No, I never had the banding for it. And even though I worked there, this was like 20 years ago, I don't remember the name of this yarn. So that's how I came into possession of so much of this yarn. Okay, it's chain one, skip one. Okay, I gotta do it's not, I gotta remember what I'm doing for this. Am I gonna win, Grammy? I hope I win. Yeah, I've ripped out all the popcorn, those 2 rows of, well, that row and a half of popcorn stitches. What I had determined was, or my idea is, the popcorn stitches, it's only in 2 rows in the repeat. So it's here. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera. And it's also in the same repeat, but further in. So each time you get to that row, it's popcorn stitches. Well, the popcorn stitches are, and you know what? I just did it here before I did my first popcorn. Thank you for bringing that up. The popcorn normally calls for 5 double crochets, and then you make the popcorn. I'm figuring to save yarn at the end and I don't lose yarn chicken, to make them only 4 double crochets, so they're going to be slightly smaller, but I don't think they're going to be as noticeable. And they are further out, and they're not next to any of the other popcorns, which are further in. So I think this may work. Okay, let's make the popcorn. I did a little test sample, and I measured, I don't know how many popcorn. I basically did a bunch of double crochets, like 10 or 12 double crochets. And then I took that measure, I marked the beginning and the end and frogged the whole thing and measured it, and then did the math. And I figure each double crochet is like 2 inches or so. So you multiply that by as many popcorns. That's how much yarn I could save, and it will be left at the end. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do, and hopefully I'll have enough at the end of this color, or this dye lot, I should say. 3, 4. I got to count to 4 instead of 5. I got to remember that. So what is everybody working on? 3, 4. And again, if you want this pattern, type in exclamation point endless. Endless or endlessly? What is the command I use? Endlessly. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's only a chart though, so it's not written out. It's only in chart form. Grammy's making a gazillion leaves to be appliqued onto the pansy blanket. Then you're gonna make dinner. She showed me some of the crocheted pansies she made. They're gorgeous. I need to learn how to make those. And Lumberjack's lady finished sewing together granny squares this morning. Then crocheted a bit on a shawl. Now hand sewing yo-yos. I've made yo-yos before. Thinking of switching back to the shawl though. I would be interested in the shawl pattern. I made a bunch of shawls back in the spring. It's all the same pattern for 5 different people. I'm obsessed with that pattern. But I would love to see other patterns, and or if you're part of the Discord, if you want, you can put a picture of what you're working on in there. Yes, I do have a Discord. Exclamation point Discord will give you the link. Got a small little community over there. If you want to share whatever you're making, and it doesn't have to be just crochet, anything that you're working on, whatever you're doing, or any of that. Even if it's pictures of when you're on vacation. Give you a minute of a dog you want to go outside and got to get unsituated. Okay, that's fine. Take your time. You also forgot what the name is. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, the shawl that I made, I don't have the link with me right now. It's the Fluffy Meringue Shawl on yarnspirations.com. Also, Mikey from the Crochet Crowd on YouTube was showing how to do it. So he's affiliated with Yarnspirations. So that's where I originally found the pattern, was on the Crochet Crowd. Oh, also, if you're interested in video games, I know it's totally nothing to do with what I usually do here on my channel. Check out Frog and Turtle Gaming. It's a friend of mine. He's on right now. He's playing Fallout 4. He does a bunch of other video games. I know nothing about video games, but I hang out with him and support him and pop in there and pick on him because that's what friends do. So definitely check out him. Tell him that I sent you. In and out while making dinner. Hope to be back before the doily. Yeah, that's fine. I'm planning about the doily around 8 p.m. my time, Eastern, which is, it's what, a little after 6 now? Like I said, since I missed some streams, I figured to make it up to everybody, to my viewers, that I would stream tonight and do an extended stream. Still have a whip that I need to get back to after the pansy blanket is finished. It's a Shrug You and Karen Simply Soft Speckles, an edge and solid that is so squishy. I love that squishy yarn. Speaking of Karen Simply Soft Speckles, this isn't Karen Simply Soft. Friend of mine, not Crojo Mojo, Claymigo, I saw her the other day. She got some yarn that she really liked the look of, and she didn't like working it up. In my opinion, it's comparable to Karen Simply Soft. It has the feel to it, and it splits like it, and it's got little speckles or flecks in it, so I'm assuming this is a comparable yarn to Karen Simple Soft Speckles. But, yeah, she did a little, whatever she was working on, and she didn't like it, so I'm usually the recipient of any of her not so favorite yarns. But it's only one skein of it. She got it on clearance or discount at Michael's, so, which is fine. I don't mind one skein of something here and there. If anything, I might even use it on stream because it's a bright color. I definitely have to keep reminding myself to do 4 stitches instead of 5 on these popcorns. Because if not, I'll automatically just do 5, because that's what I'm used to. Okay, I found it's called the Summer Night Shawl. I found it on Pinterest. It's a free pattern. Yeah, that's cool. Definitely, if you are part of the Discord, you can post it. If not, if you feel like it, you could post it here too. I think I have it enabled that you can post links if you want to. Haven't joined Discord. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, if you can. All right, let's see here. This Summer Night Shawl. Oh, wow. That is pretty. I know this is not yours. This is from the website, but the pattern is gorgeous. Let me share the pattern, or the pictures of the pattern. That is pretty. I like the open work. The kind of looks like a snowflake or a flower. I really like that. Yeah, I'm gonna end up. Oh gosh, I don't need that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on a list of to make. Thank you for sharing that. I might have some yarn. That might work with that. Thought it was pretty too. I'm using mandala cake, so I'm really excited how the colors turn out. I've never used a mandala cake before. But I do like how the colors will change with those. I gotta resize my apps just so I can see everything, because things were getting covered up and overlapping each other. Found it buried deep in my stash, so I figured no better time to use it. Exactly. If you've got a special yarn or whatever, use it. Don't just let it sit there. I think Sheepy had mentioned that in her stream the other night. I think she said Drooby Zoo had said that, if I'm quoting correctly. Don't wait for a specific project for yarn. Use the yarn. Which I need to take my own advice. Or not my own advice, that advice. I need to use this. For those who don't know what this is Flowers Alpaca by Yarn Art. It is 80% acrylic and 20% alpaca. It is so soft. So I need to use this. Need to do it. Hey there, Fairy Dust. I'm pretty good. How are you? Been on a stash busting crusade so I can redefine my stash. So far, so good. Sometimes you got to do that. Clear out the old to make room for new. Fairy Dust, I had mentioned that I have to do a modification here on this blanket. I'm afraid of losing yarn chicken with this light dye lot from the lighter color. And so these 2 rows of this blanket that have popcorns, instead of making 5 double crochets per popcorn, I'm doing 4. Just so it'll extend my yarn a little bit longer. Because I don't want to modify the stitches like completely and omit stitches and increase or decrease and do this, and because it's not going to work. So I figure make the popcorns a little less popcorny. You make them smaller. Being lazy, nothing wrong with being lazy. Nope, 4, not 5. Redo all of those stitches because I had already work this yarn, and then I had to frog it so I can do these smaller popcorns, and now the yarn slightly fuzzy. It's not too bad. It's just in a snaggy mood. 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. Oh, another thing what I've done is I've changed the frequency of the ads running on the channel. Instead of twice an hour, now they're only going to be running once an hour. So that's a weird stitch. What was I doing there? So we're going to have less ad breaks. Aren't the popcorn kernels that don't pop all the way old maids? Just remember to making old maids and so. Yes, I'm making old maids. That's what it is. Just as long as it isn't the nasty kernels that get burnt when you make microwave popcorn. Taking some creative liberties somewhere in every pattern I have made. You've just had a different artistic vision for those 2 rows. Exactly. That's what it is. It's not because I'm running out of this color. It's a different artistic vision. I like that. And again, it's not really changing the pattern. It's slightly less texture-y, if that's a word. Okay, it's supposed to loop around that loop, not loop around twice. So the other day I got a needle felting needle and was practicing with some fluff roving, whatever you want to call it. And I'm learning. Haven't really made anything, but I'm learning. And I didn't get the little finger guard thingies because I'm pretty careful, but I was using it and I did stab myself. It only hurt for a little second and bled for a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. So that's something I'm wanting to get into. Both Pick Stitch and Black Sheep Meat have inspired me to get into needle felting. And I already broke a few needles, but that is common when you needle felt. You're probably going to break needles. But it's all right. The little applicator tool that I have has got more than one needle in it. It uses, actually, I have two of them, uses a couple different needles at the same time. And now we could do the fourth one. Again, like I said, it snags a little bit because I've already worked with it. I could zoom in a little bit more. Or yeah, that's 4. Three and 4. Up, up, up. Give me a second. I got to go back and check something. Hey there, Need Rods. How are you? I got a frog out of back here. I did a popcorn next to a popcorn, and at least I caught it before I got too far away. Can you make like this? What? We'll send you real. What do you mean? Send me real. Two. Oh. Um. Actually, I saw that earlier. It's a little hoodie to go over your What do you call the thing? What do you call the thing in the car for your the different forward, reverse, first the gear selector thingy? I mean, I might. I've never made a sweater or let me just close that out real quick. I'm not certain. I've never made any type of sweater, even for a person to wear. So, and I don't know about crocheting it. I mean, gear shift, that's what it's called. Yeah, I've never made a a sweater or wearable besides a shawl or a scarf or a hat. I've never made anything to fit the main part of the body, which I do plan on at some point. Gotta find the right pattern. Find a pattern for a crocheted men's cardigan. Make certain I'm doing a double crochet between the popcorns and not popcorn next to popcorn. You always got to separate your popcorn. Huh? Oh, near in the corner of this side. That's a good thing that I'm making some progress. 4. Two. But I will be making this blanket again at some point because I love this pattern. But I'm going to try it in a different type of yarn. And I might play around with color with it. Just finished eating dinner. No, his body's saying go to bed and hibernate. Aw. What'd you have for dinner? I am getting hungry, but I'll have to wait till I'm done streaming to eat. Taco salad, yum. The other day we got Tex-Mex takeout. Really good. That's one of our favorite cuisines of food is Mexican food. Mexican and Italian, I think, are some of my favorites. Hey there, Claymiko. How are you? I had mentioned that you had given me that yellow yarn the the other day because Grammy said she was working. She has something that's Karen Cake Speckles, and I'm like, oh, make not Karen Cake, Karen Simply Soft Speckles, and I'm like, oh, that's probably similar to what Claymiko gave me. What's up with my new title? What do you mean? Which new title? Huh? Oh yes, oh yes. Claymiko was not here for that. Okay, Claymiko, and I wish I could see your face right now. I really wish I could see your face. I say this. I belong, and it might be one of the ones you belong to. Belong to, it's one of those crochet groups on Facebook, and somebody had asked in it, how often do you wash your crochet hooks? And I've mentioned that on a couple other people's stream, and they're like, what? I've never heard of such a thing. So apparently, you're supposed to wash your crochet hooks. And in the 20 some years of me crocheting, I've never once, ever washed a crochet hook. So, since I don't wash my hooks, not only am I a tight hooker, I'm a dirty hooker. Also, I crochet pretty fast, so I am a tight, dirty, fast hooker. You lube yours with your hair oil. Okay, you know what? I don't know if I can ever talk to you again, Clean Miko. Wait, you lube your hooks with your hair oil? So you're an oily hooker. I don't know what to say about that. And now she goes silent because I called her out. Yes, when they start to squeak, I put them through my hair to make it slide easily. Okay. I knew you were weird, didn't know you were that weird. I've actually seen people say rubbing your hook through your hair will stop. Oh my god. Oh god. I guess it's a thing. Well, as you all can see, I can't do that. So I just got to deal with I don't think I've ever had it squeak. Maybe if I'm using a plastic hook, but I've never had yarn squeak. And they're both my mods. Okay. No, I'm not a greasy hooker. No, that's all Claymiko. She can be the greasy hooker all day. No, not a hairy hooker either. So yes, that is why this is now the home of the dirty hookers. I also put on there the 18 plus because somebody that came into my stream the other week wanted to know if it was PG-13 or mature, and I'm like, you definitely not PG-13 here. I've had only hooks that squeak. The humidity is high. Hmm. Humidity gets high here, but I've never had it squeak. Okay, I'm trying to decipher the stitch that I did. Okay. Skip that. Okay, skip. How's it going? Yeah, it's going pretty good. Give me 1 second so I can decipher. Pop. Okay. Popcorn. Wait, did I do chains in there? We're gonna have to fudge this, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to fudge it, but that's okay. Um, like I was mentioning earlier, I have to change the pattern slightly. Instead of a 5 double crochet popcorn, I'm doing 4, just so I will end up with enough yarn to finish the repeat. And I got to keep reminding myself to do 4 instead of 5. My mind stays in the gutter. You're lucky it can be, if I can be NC-17, yep. This is the place to be for that. We do have filthy minds. Okay. Oh, crap. I don't think I have to frog anything, but I have to go and evaluate something. Give me, I'm supposed to end with a double crochet, but the way it's working is I'm ending with a popcorn, and that didn't happen the last time I did this this exact row, because I had to frog it out so I can do smaller popcorns. And I'm just double checking that things are going the right way. We're going to have an ad start here in a second. Okay, we're going to frog out up to there. Thing. Come on, it got snagged. Skip that. Go into here to do. Maybe this will help it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip that. Go into here to do this. I'll be right back after this ad break. If I can find the cursor. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sitting through that ad. Like I said, I changed it so the mid-roll ads only run once an hour instead of twice an hour. So they're not going to be as annoying. We're watching Drag Race. Forgot how funny season 6 is. Season 6 is one of my favorite seasons of that show. And I mean, I haven't seen all the past couple years. I've only seen up through season 10. But in my opinion, the winner of season 6 was the best winner that they've had out of the seasons that I've seen. And those of you who don't follow or never seen it, it's the 101 season 6 was Bianca Del Rio. She is hilarious. Mistakes, we just ignore those, like the emo middle child. No, okay. I'm not emo, but I'm the middle child, so don't ignore me. And 4. My friend who I shouted out earlier, Frog and Turtle Gaming, my friend Daniel, he's a big Drag Race fan, and we always quote lines from some of the contestants from the show. And usually in his stream, I'm not paying attention to the games he's playing because I don't have a clue what he's doing in any of them. I'll just be chatting in there, just line after line after line from some of the drag queens, and he just chuckles along, and he says them along with me, and he'll come up with ones. And that's like one of the main reasons I'm in there. Also, I give him a hard time, and I pick on him. And when I'm in his stream, if anybody else is in there that doesn't know, they would think that I'm an asshole and a troll. But I'm doing it out of a place of love and friendship. So he knows I'm not serious. Yeah. Oh, the Lost season. The season where it looked like they had Vaseline smeared all over the lens of the camera. It's a pretty good show. It's a lot of talented, artistic people on there. Again, it's not for everybody. No, I fixed the mistake. I ended up. What you're supposed to do with this, you on this round, you do a stitch in every other stitch, and I didn't skip a stitch where I was supposed to, so that's why everything was off a little bit. But I fixed that. Yeah, my friend came over last night. We were chatting and chatting and chatting, and time got away, and that's why I didn't stream. And I was showing her some of the things that I've done on stream, especially a lot of the granny squares from Granny Month back in June when I did all the garden themed squares. And she thought the snail one was cute, and she asked if she could have it. I said, sure, take it. So she's got a little square snail. I don't know what she's going to do with it, but hey, knock yourself out. She doesn't crochet, so not like, no, you can't have it. Make your own. Okay. The chain didn't. The chain got snagged, not the loop going through the popcorn. That's how it is here when you work with yarn that you've already done a row with and you've had to frog it. It's going to snag. But yeah, like I said, in about an hour, we'll put the Project Linus blankets to the side and we will work on our cute little doily slash coaster, whatever we're going to call it. Since we weren't able to do Throwback Thursday on Thursday, we'll do it on Friday. When I do get to this blanket to the point where I'm ready to start the next repeat, I will take a picture of it and post it on the Discord so everybody can see the progress I've made so far with this. Because obviously it's way too big to get on frame here on the stream. Since I'm having the stream tonight, that doesn't mean we're not going to do the weekend streams. So my plan is, knock on wood, and hopefully things go to plan. I'm planning on streaming like I usually do on Saturdays. So I plan on being here tomorrow and as usual on Sunday. So it's not like this is replacing anything for the weekend. It's basically replacing the past two, or however many streams I missed. I'm a hooker, and I have to talk to truckers all day at work. Does that make me a lot lizard? Yes, fairy dust. Yes, you are a lot lizard. That's funny. That's funny. I know there's a setting now. Yeah, there's a setting on Twitch here where yes, you can assign people to be mods, but you can also assign people to be VIPs. They need to have a section where you can, maybe I don't know if they have it, where you can customize their title, and I might have to change yours to Lot Lizard. I know you could probably do that in Discord. I know you can change the titles of categories of people. So yeah, the plan is I'll be working on these blankets also this weekend. So there's a good possibility, really good possibility, I might finish this blanket sometime this weekend. I got a bunch of other yarn that I want to use for donation blankets, but I got to find some patterns to use or come up with a pattern on my own. What I need to do is on my bookshelf behind me, I've got a whole bunch of pattern books. I need to go through there and find one that might work. At least I don't have to refer to the pattern for this. I think the rest of this repeat, I don't really need the pattern. One thing I don't like doing is constantly referring back and forth to my work and my pattern, and it gets tiring. Especially if it's for a blanket, something large and repetitive. Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? I don't. This is about it. I only have to work a repeat once and then can go without looking at the pattern. Same here, but for this, like I said, for this pattern, the field part where all the fans are, the ends are all different on each row, and there's 11 rows there. I'm trying to remember what I have to do for each of those 11 rows at the corners. Can get a little confusing since you're only doing it at the corners. Planning on stopping by the county fair tomorrow, but outside of that, I have nothing. Nice. I haven't been to a county fair. I don't know how long. Hopefully they're going to have some good yummies there. Usually fair food is pretty yummy and tasty. Like a funnel cake. A funnel cake sounds really good right now. Be interested to see. Usually the food fair is, yeah, the state fair. True. But like I said, like funnel cake or just like the basic fair food, the normal stuff. Not the weird. And I've never, well, actually, no, I take that back. I have had a deep fried Oreo. They're pretty good. But I've never had any of the other deep fried things that usually they have at fairs. Let me redo this popcorn because that just seemed a little on the small side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Made brownies today, but now I want funnel cake. Yeah, you did make brownies. Grammy makes some of the best brownies. We'll mow at some point. I will crochet some. No other plans. Might play some Overwatch. Might read a bit. Take a small break from crochet. Sounds like a good weekend. I need to do cleaning. I need to vacuum the other half of my room. Not the other week. Actually, yeah, it was probably the beginning of last week. I vacuumed this side of the room to get up all of the yarn bits and lint and stuff from all the crocheting, but I needed to do the other side of the room. Don't give away I'm not giving away any secret recipe. And they're not, okay, and they're not special brownies. They're not that type of brownies. But they're pretty good. Too. I won't tell a soul that your secret ingredient. No, her secret ingredient is not X-Lax, but there is a story about that. But I don't know if it has something to do with Grammy. I don't know if I should be telling that all over the internet, but somebody that we know, I'm just saying somebody that we know, put that in, was it pudding or, yeah, I think it was chocolate pudding to somebody, and yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all. Yeah, I'm not naming names. Nobody here presently. Yeah, seriously, there's nobody here that's in earshot of my voice. Okay. Something smells really, really good right now. I can't tell what it is, but it smells really good. And the windows are closed, so it's not somebody else. It's not like somebody's barbecuing. Well, I figured that, Grammy. Snagged it again. Be a little bit slower and a little bit looser. Nope. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can be slower and looser. Okay, got it. Two, three. A lot lizard. I'm already fairly loose. Already then. I'm already done this one side. I got halfway done this round. Making progress. Four. I just hope I've been doing four all along. I think I have. Two, two, three, and the fourth one. Grady. When I get to the end of this corner, when we get to the corner, I'm going to switch over to the other blanket. Just so I'm not doing the same thing over and over again. Kind of mix it up. Do that for the last half hour or so of the blanket portion, and then we will do the coaster. Okay, I gotta redo that popcorn because we snagged. 2, two, 3, and 4. Hopefully, I counted right. We'll end the corner the way we're supposed to. Popcorn, double popcorn, double popcorn. Yep, we're good. I think we're good. 2, 4. Okay. 2, 4. The last popcorn for tonight. Do my little corner pattern. I gotta find my stitch marker. Oh, it was underneath the mini little doily. All right, so we got half of that row with the popcorn done. So we're gonna put that to the side. And I gotta find my other hook because it's different size hooks. We're gonna do the camo blanket. Which this one isn't, like I said, isn't as complicated and doesn't make your brain fry as much. And if anybody wants the pattern for this blanket, I gotta remember the command I used. Exclamation point man cave. It's called the man cave throw from yarnspirations.com. Free pattern. You can actually make it any size you want, technically. I think I changed the dimensions for more of a child size. Yeah, I'm not certain if Grammy is still here. I know she was in the process of making dinner. Ray. Listening while prepping fishies. Ooh, fishies. I've never ordered from Hirschner's. Was wondering which yarns from there that you recommend. Oh, she she will give you a recommendation. Yeah, they're worsted eight. This is Hirschner's worsted eight. She gave me. It's actually in this blanket here. It is soft, and it's acrylic. It's not a blend of anything. Yeah, that link right there that came up. That is the pattern that I'm doing at the moment. Real simple and easy. Again, when I get more of this done, I'll have to take pictures and upload them to the Discord. No, the blue one's not done at the moment. I'm taking a break from it. I'm not certain if it's the same way with tatting, which I'm assuming it could be. Us crocheters, we always have multiple whips going on at the same time, which I have. Let me see. One, two. Technically, I have 4 whips, 3 blankets, and a pair of socks. But the pair of socks has been off to the side for a few months. I need to mentally be in that headspace to do it. It's not that difficult to do. It's just I gotta be in the frame of mind. Next time I have to get yarn online, I'll try theirs. Trying new yarn is always exciting, of course. I see you just changed channels. Wait, change channels? No, I just decided to mix it up, and then this pattern here isn't as involved, I should say. Sorry, it's a weird phrase. No, that's fine. No, you're good. I just wanted to do something the last half hour of doing the blankets to switch it up and not have to worry about something that's as involved. Yeah. This is the man cave throw pattern from Your Inspirations. And I can't show it all because it's so large. It's supposed to be all done in camo, which you can do this in any color you want, like any project. But I decided to break it up with the row of brown every 5th row. So it's just not all boring camo over and over and over again. Clay Miko had given me a bunch of this camo yarn, and I'll never use it for a personal project because it's not my jam. And I thought it would be perfect for Project Linus, for some kid out there that is into camo, either hunting, army, any of whatever it is, or just likes the colors. Because everybody makes the cutesy, adorable little blankets for the babies or any of the real young ones. So this might even be probably a good size, maybe for like a middle schooler, possibly. I think it's about 50 inches wide. It might be a little too small for like high school aged. Two, three, two, two, three, 5, go on my last stitch. And the other thing I changed up on this is the chaining at the end of the row, the turning chain. I modified it so it's only one chain, just so the edges are a little more straight and even. 50 is probably wider than a twin bed. Yeah, roughly. I always like my blankets for myself, or if I'm making them, to be a little bit oversized. Because I always feel if I'm using a blanket, it's not big enough. I don't know if that's because I'm a larger person or what, but. And it's always nice to have a little extra to snuggle up with. Cocoon or burrito, yep. Yeah, I've got a king size bed. I sleep alone, but I got the big blankets and love being all snuggled up in them. Like large blankets, like to go into cocoon. Yep. So we're all hookers that like to be in a cocoon. I don't know how to turn that into a joke, but I know we're all hookers that like to wrap it up. It's always important to wrap it up. If I die in my sleep, the paramedics will have to cut me out of there. Yes, stay safe. There it is. Highly recommend you go on their site and give them your email info and then start putting a few things in your cart. They'll send you a code for 10% off. When they offer reduced or free shipping, then place your order. That's smart, Grammy. That's smart. For those of you that are just popping back in, she's referring to Hirschners.com. The company has been around forever. They used to, I don't know if they still do, it was like a mail order catalog type thing. Obviously nowadays they have a website, and it's for all different types of craft supplies, not just yarn. They've got like cross stitch kits, paint by number kits, all different types of supplies, and they even have jigsaw puzzles. And I've never had any of their jigsaw puzzles, but just going on their site and looking at it, it's like, those are really cool looking puzzles. Gonna need the jaws of life or can opener to get you out of a blanket. The only exception to making an oversized blanket is I made this really big, oversized crocheted blanket. It's really pretty colors. It was this wave pattern. I think it was like every 2 rows you change colors, but when you do that, when you change the color, you do back loop only, and it's a wave, not a zigzag, so it's not real sharp angles. It's a wave, and it was to the point it was too heavy for me, way too heavy. So I gave it to Grammy. Colors are gorgeous. I love them. Sometimes I find myself in need of assistance getting. Okay, I need assistance sometimes getting out of my bed. It's one of those memory foam beds. It's not a Casper, but it's the same type of thing where you order it and they deliver it, and then you open it up and you got to let it expand. It is so comforting. Oh, I love it. I get such good sleep, but you kind of have to throw yourself in and out of the bed because it doesn't want to let you go. Yes, Grammy needs to build up her muscles wearing that. Wearing that blanket, or using that blanket, I should say. I'll have to take a picture of it sometime. I made that many years ago. I found it on YouTube on the Crochet Crowd. Mikey was showing, I think it's called the Ocean Waves pattern. I think. I alternate it in like this lighter, not really sage green, but not a mint. It's a very light green. I don't know what you would, more like a celery color green, I guess. And then the other one is a red heart. I think it's all red heart. The other one is red heart. I forgot the name of it. It's light blues, and there might be a tiny little bit of like very light purple in it. And don't know the name of the colorway. It's a variegated, the blue yarn. I have some around there somewhere. It's probably over with my main yarn stash, which is nowhere near my desk. Two, three, five. Fingernail is snagging the yarn. Oh, I must have got a hangnail or something. Like Mikey, he can be really long-winded sometimes, though. Yes, but so can I. Oh no, not me. That's what 911 is for. What do you mean 911? Throwing yourself in and out of bed? No, I like Mikey on the Crochet Crowd. He's funny. Some of his jokes are really corny. If you watch some of his not tutorials, but little shorts or reels or whatever they call them, they can be a little corny, but so can I. And I try to support other male crocheters. Not to say there's anything wrong with female crocheters, of course there's not. But us male crocheters or yarn artists get not really a bad rap, but it's like, I don't know what the word is. Basically, it's kind of looked down upon, maybe. Nothing wrong with Grammy wanting to be manhandled by a handsome EMT. Fairy Dust, you have no idea. Okay, don't don't get that started. Don't get that started. Grammy's probably there typing away right now. Of course, I know you too well. There's a negative stigma regarding male crocheters. Let's try to support as many male. Exactly. Yeah. Like Now I don't know if it's crochet or knitting or whatever. It's one of the fiber arts. There, he's actually still alive. I think he's in his 90s. There's a retired NFL football player. I think he played back in the 50s and 60s. Rosie Greer. He either crocheted, knitted, one of those types of things. So it's most people think it's a female thing or an old lady thing. It's definitely not. It's a art form. I mean, it's a similar type thing. He was known for needlepoint, but he crocheted. Okay, yeah, I knew it had something more to the fiber arts. It's kind of like the same thing with cooking. Traditionally, cooking has been a female task, but that has changed over however many decades. It's very common for, and I mean, when I mean cooking, not just in the home, but also professionally. If you go back hundreds of years, the cook was usually a woman, but that has changed. I admit, when people ask me what my hobbies are, I usually respond with retirement hobbies. Nothing wrong with that. But there's not a stigma on male cooks or chefs anymore. Why can't we have that in other arts and other? Funny story about that. We had an incident one time with the grill on the deck. Fire department handled the pot problem quickly. My bedroom was closest to the deck. They had to check rooms to be sure that the fire in the wall that there wasn't fire in the walls. Yeah, I had a fireman in my bedroom. Yes. Now I'm going to add to that. When we had that incident, we had to sit out front. We had a bench that was sitting out in our front yard, like a decorative thing, but you can actually sit on it. It was more like yard art. So we were sitting on it, and we had the front door was open, but the storm door was shut. And she was like, it was not good. We had only been in the house not a full year. Well, you look into the door, you could see all the way to the back of the house to where the back door is. And I noticed that there were firemen coming in, and I saw one go in the direction of her bedroom. And I was sitting next to her, and I said, "This might help you relax, but you've always wanted a fireman in your bedroom. You have one now." You didn't try to hold him hostage, did you? No. Unfortunately, she was outside of the house. She wasn't in the bedroom at the time. Alrighty, we're gonna have an ad here in about a minute or so. When we go to the ad break, I'll switch over the screen that says ad break. I'm going to take a little bit longer break and get something to drink, go use the bathroom, all that good stuff. Maybe get a quick little snack. So it shouldn't be too long. And when we come back, we'll transition to our vintage pattern. If the traveling tatter is still here, we can. I think she said she wanted to cat. Well, I did. That stitch is weird. The yarn was thin. I know she wanted to catch the vintage thing. Get to a point where I can stop. Then we will go to add. Going to do it here no matter what without me because it's automatic. And when I return, we will do our vintage pattern. I'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, why is my little me is sitting too low? Thank you for sitting through that extended break. I needed more drinky drinks. So we're going to get into our throwback Thursday, even though it's a Friday. We're going to do our cute little coaster pattern. The picture's above me. It's a really crappy picture. Again, it's a vintage pattern. I found the pattern on I didn't pull up the website. Let's see. I found the pattern on this website, freevintagecrochet.com. They have other things besides doilies. You name it. They've got clothing. They've got blankets. All different types of things. Edgings, fringe, jewelry, placemats, you name it. The whole thing. So if you want to find any old vintage patterns, and the other picture that's here, this is the book that it came from. They have a picture of the book, and they have it's separated by type of project, like all doilies or all edgings or all whatever. And then you can click on the link, and it will show everything that was in that book. So if it's like this book here, it had other different things. It wasn't just a doily book. Don't hold them hostage. Oh, you're still talking about the firemen. Okay. But you got them on speed dial. Alrighty. So we're going to make this little doily. And let me pull up, and I'm not prepared. I have the pattern. I had to rewrite the pattern so it was something I could understand. But let me see. They're calling for, now keep in mind this is 1945 terms and supplies. They're calling for pearl cotton size 5, which I think this might be the same. Maybe. 2 balls each of white and blue. This pattern will make, basically 2 balls will make 5 coasters. I'm only making 1. And a steel crochet hook number 6. I'm not using a steel crochet hook number 6 because I don't know what that is. Some point, I don't know if it was, I'm going to turn the volume down a little. I don't know if it was in the 60s or 70s, or I don't know exactly when, but then they ended up making a standard measurements instead of arbitrary numbers, like use a 4, use a 10, so I don't know what a size 6 steel hook is. I'm using a 2.75 millimeter hook, which is a letter C hook, so it is a small hook. And let me zoom in a little bit so we can see. They're recommending white and blue. I didn't want blue. We will use an off-white because I don't have any white right now. I don't know where it went. So we're going to use an off-white. And I'm going to have you all choose our second color. So our choices are, well, keep in mind, every other row we're changing colors. So we've got an off-white. We can do this yellow variegated. We can do this purple variegated. A pink variegated, which this is vintage. I think a lot of this is actually vintage crochet thread or cotton thread. We got this red and pink variegated. You've got a solid pink, like my example that I made. Or if you want to get festive, we do have a Christmas. The other colors I have are too dark for stream. The others, we have black. You won't be able to see it. and with my lighting and I have like a navy blue. You won't be able to see it. The other ones I have, I don't know if I have different colors, but they're much thinner thread that I probably won't be able to see it without the use of my magnifying glass. So, okay, so Lumberjack Lady, is that a vote for the purple or the the Christmas? Now keep in mind, we are going to have anything that's white on here will be the white. So we're going to mix white with one of these 6. So I'm not going to do a poll. I'm not going to do all of that. So what are your suggestions? Purple? Yeah, I do like the purple. Any other so okay, we have 2 for purple. Okay. I think we're gonna do purple. Unless anybody else fairy dust. Do you have a suggestion? I'm not trying to call everyone out, but if not, we will do purple. And again, it's a variegated. They're all variegated except the pink. And I think now the traveling tatter, you probably won't be able to see it on screen, obviously, but this is a thicker thread, and I'm asking you because you use the same type of thread. I don't have the labels for these, but I did a wraps per inch measurement. If you know anything about yarn and wraps per inch, and I figured out it might be a 5 if that's a thing, but I have other stuff that's a little bit thicker. It's definitely not a 20. I'm assuming. Actually, okay, wait. They're all the same thickness. This one does have a band on it. Oh. I was wrong. It is a 10. Okay. Okay, I was wrong. So it's a 10. Thank you, Christmas thread. Okay, so we're going to do the purple. So let me move all of my other ones into my cute little yarn basket that I made previously on stream. My other basket. Actually, we're going to use the one basket to hold all of my thread. And I made this on stream a few months ago, so I'm going to make use of it. So it's just a yarn basket, and it's got holes in it that I can thread my thread through, so I'm not having the balls run all over the place. And I cake this up because I prefer working for cakes, which I should not have done. Again, I got this all secondhand, and it was a rat's nest when I got it. Okay, I think it'll be okay. And it had been worked many times, so it's a little bit crinkly, but that's okay. So I'm all ready. Now keep in mind, I redid the pattern. Let me move the pattern over here. I rewrote it in terms that I can understand. It's still the same pattern. So let's get a little bit of slack on this. And if I need to zoom in, I think we've zoomed in enough. The original pattern wants us to chain 4 and do 11 double crochets into the very first chain. We're not doing that. We're going to do the magic ring. For those of you who don't know what the magic ring is, I can try to show you with this. It's easier to show you with larger thread, with larger yarn. But you're going to position the thread this way. Put your hook under the first one, over top of the second one, and pull up, and carefully remove your fingers, and you've got a loop right there. And we're going to work into this center loop. Once we do the first round, we'll be able to pull this tail to cinch it up so there'll be no hole in the center. All right, so it wants 12 double crochets. They said 11, but their chain they started with counts as 1. So we want 12 double crochets into our ring. So I'm going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. That counts as 1. I'm going to do 11 doubles into the ring. 2, 3, 4. If you can't see this, let me know. I know it's really tiny stitches. Exactly. Well, you're used to that traveling tatter with your dainty tatting work. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's number 11. And there's number 12. And I've got a knot in here. Oh no. Okay, we fixed it. All right. So we got our 12 double crochets. Now that stitch, if you were, again, my camera doesn't focus that well. I do need a better camera for this dainty stuff. When I was working the other blankets, it was the exact same stitch, double crochets. It's just on a smaller scale. So, oops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this tail, and it's going to cinch it in a little bit. I don't want to cinch it in all the way, but I'm trying to close. It's going to be a round, so I got to close it up a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into my very first, I did 3 chains there, the top of that third chain, and I know you can't see it because it's so tiny. I'm going to do a slip stitch into the top of that chain, and that is our first round. Now they want us to change colors. So to do this, I'm not going to cut my yarn. We're not going to, or my thread. I say yarn because I'm used to using yarn. So we're not going to cut our thread. We're going to pick up our second color because we're doing the second round. So we did, hold on a second. Let me double check something. Yes. So now we're going to use our second color. I got a knot at the end of this, and we got to get rid of the knot. We'll worry about cinching up the center at the very end. I don't want to do it now. Do it at the very, nearing the end. So now we're going to join our second color. Just going to put it over the hook and pull it through. And I'm going to put my tail towards the back with all the other strands. I'm going to, takes a little dexterity. I got to pull the loop shut, the white loop that was in our piece, without pulling the purple out. Sometimes you got to be a little nimble with your fingers. And we're going to do an increase. So we have 12 stitches on our first round. Into each stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. So we're just increasing the number of our stitches. If I can see this. So I go into the first stitch. I'm going to do a single crochet. and in the next stitch do a single crochet. If it helps, you can put a stitch marker there to mark the beginning of your round. I'm not going to do that. So there's 2 in the first, and then each of them are going to get 2. So then that gets 2. You're going to want a total of 24 stitches at the end of this round. So we got 4. Go into the next stitch, do number 5 and number 6. The next ones get number 7 and number 8. Next one gets 9 and 10. The next one gets 11 and 12. We're halfway around this round. This one is 13 and 14. All we're doing is single crochets on this round. This is number 15 and number 16. The next one is 17 and 18. The next one is 19 and 20. Next one is 21 and it's 22. And the very last one will be 23 and 24. Oops, I'm pulling up my original tail from when I started because I'm already back to the beginning. So I got to pull that out of the way. I can get it through. There we go. 23 and 24. And I know it's so tiny and small. And then I'm going to slip stitch into our first stitch. If I can see this. Usually I'm using the magnifying glass for this. So we're going to slip stitch to join. So we have our first 2 rounds. This is going to be a total of, you can make this as big as you want, depending on the size of glass you have, because it's originally for, it's a coaster for a glass. Let me count my rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 rounds for mine, and that's not including the edgings. So now we're going to drop our purple, which this is our purple. It variegates into a pink. So we're going to drop that. We're going to pick up our white and make certain things aren't really twisted on the back. Pick up the white. And hopefully I'm showing this a way that everybody can understand. And now the next round, I got to refer to my pattern. 2 double crochets, 1 in the next. Okay, so now we're going to do a simple increase. We've got 24 stitches in this round. We're going to go up to 36. Each round, I think, we're going to be increasing by 12 stitches. So we had 12 in the first, 24, 36, so on. That's how to get a perfect round. You're going to, whatever your first round, your first base, you're going to do multiples of that. Because if not, it won't be round. So I'm going to chain up 3 with the white. That counts as 1 stitch. We're not going to count that now. We'll count that at the end, just so it's easier for me. Okay. In the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. The purple round had singles. The white rounds will have doubles. So you put 1, and in the same stitch, you do another 1. So that's 2 stitches. We're not counting the chain right now. And in the very next stitch, you do 1. The next stitch will get 2 doubles. 1 and 2. The very next stitch will get 1. anytime that we're adding the 2 doubles, that would, if we're just doing 2 doubles, we'll get the same amount. But anytime when we add the 1 in there, we're adding that extra. So think of it as the 2 doubles. If it was all 2 doubles, we'd have 24. And each time we add that 1, we're adding the extra 12 to make 36, if that makes sense. So the next stitch is going to get 2 doubles. So there's 1 and 2. The very next one gets 1. Next one gets 2. The next one will get 1. I can make the stitch. Again, the same thing. You do 2 in the next. And 1 in the next. And this would go if you're going to do a round in any type of yarn. If you're going to use like a worsted weight yarn, if you want to do a round, you would do the same thing if you want it round. You just can vary the different stitches. And this is all this is. The center is double crochets. Well, the white is double crochets. The pink are singles. The entire thing. So that's all we're doing, is we're just increasing for each round. 2 in that stitch, and then 1 in the next, 2 in this, one in the next. You can see what we're getting. You could do this with a larger yarn. It just wouldn't be a coaster. It would be a placemat or a round tablecloth. Whatever you have. Doing that. 1 in the next. We're getting near the end. And when we started this round, we had 3 chains. That counts as a double crochet. And where our pattern is 2 in 1, 1 in the next, 2 in 1, 1 in the next. When we get down here, our very last stitch we're going to work is going to be 2 double crochets in that stitch. And then that chain of 3 when we started counts as the one after it. One and 2. And 1 in this. Next one gets 2. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to count to make certain I have 36. You always, it's easier, you don't have to, but it's easier, and you're not going to be able to see it with my focus of my camera. But there you can see. You see those little V's? I know it's blurry, but you count the V's. The V's are the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 30. We have 36. Okay. So now we're at the end of our round, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. We chained up 3, because in crochet, a chain 3 is about the same height as a double crochet, so that's why we did that. And we're going to go into the top of that chain. For some reason, I can't see this. So go in, slip stitch to join, and that has joined the round. Now I'm going to drop the white, and I'm going to pick up what we're calling purple, but this part of the thread has variegated into a pink. I need to tighten up that. I'm going to chain one and tighten up my white strand. And now this round, actually, is this a one? Wait a minute. Wait, let me double check something. 3. Increasing 6 single crochets evenly around. Okay. I was looking at the original pattern and I know it didn't make sense. So in our first stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. I can't even see this. Do a single crochet. And then we're going to do that in the next 4 stitches, are each going to get a single. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a total of 5 of them. And then in the next stitch, we'll get 2. 1 and 2. I think this is another pattern. It's been many months since I've made my original. So the next 5 each get a single. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the next one gets 2 singles. Let me look at my pattern. Look at my sample. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that is what we did. Okay. Yes, I am prepared for this. I'm not doing this off the seat of my pants. It might seem like it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. That one gets 1, and then that same stitch gets another. Now the next 5 each get a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the next one gets 2. Yeah, I'm liking the purple with it also. And traveling tatter, you know, this works up quicker than your tatting. So there is that. Which again, there's nothing bad about the tatting. I am going to learn. I am definitely going to learn how to tat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I also am a fast hooker. Okay, so there was 5. Each of the next 5 gets a single, and this next stitch gets 2 singles. I was wrong. I was saying that each round you're going to add 12. This one we're adding 6. Yeah, we're adding 6 stitches to the round. But we're doing it evenly all the way around. So you're not doing adding 6 here because it'd be lopsided. You have to do it evenly all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one gets 2. 1 and 2. The next 5 each get 1. 1. There's 2. 3, 4, and 5. And we're at the beginning. And at this next stitch, there's a stitch here. It's actually the slip stitch. In that stitch, or as close as we can, that is difficult to even for me to get into, you're going to add the 2. And I'm actually going to add it right here next to it. 1 and 2. And now I'm going to slip stitch. Let me just double check I'm going in the right one. That's where I did the 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, in that same stitch, I'll just do a slip stitch to join. So that is round number 4. I'm going to drop the purple, and we're going to pick up the white. And yes, your strands will get twisted, but that's all right. So I'm pulling the purple snug on my hook, and at the same time, I'm going to pick up the white, and I'm going to do a chain. That way I don't have to worry about the purple anymore. And I'm going to chain up 2 more, because we're doing doubles with the white. So that counts as a double crochet. And in this round, double crochet, 1 double in the next 2 stitches, 2 in the next. 1 double in the next, 3. Okay, we'll figure this out. So in the next stitch, gets a double. And then the next stitch gets a double. So the first 2 stitches each get a double. The next stitch gets 2. 1. Whoops. Got to wrap it to do a double. That one gets 2 doubles. The next 3 stitches each get a double. 1, 2, and 3. The next one gets 2. 1 and 2. And that's the pattern repeat. So the next 2 stitches each get 1. There's 1 there, and then the next one gets 1. I gotta pull my slack. So each of those get 1. The next stitch will get 2. And with any crochet, anytime you put 2 stitches into 1 stitch, you're doing an increase. It's a simple increase. So there's 2 in that. The next 3 each get 1. 1. The next one gets 1, and then the next one gets 1. Whoops. Make certain I'm going under both loops of that. And then in the very next one, we're going to do 2. 1 and 2. Next 2 stitches each get 1. And I'm mainly saying this out loud for me, so I stay on track. I mean, yes, if you're following along or watching the VOD and want to do this, that helps also. So there's 2 in each of those. The next stitch gets 2. The next 3 each get 1. So this stitch gets 1. This next stitch gets 1. And this very next stitch gets 1. And then the next one gets 2. Welcome back, Claymiko. You're in time. Well, we've already started for our coaster. They all took a vote of my colors I had, and they chose the variegated purple to go with the white. I'm on round 5, and there are 9 rounds excluding the ruffle. So this last round of pink is the 9th round. Yep, I'm liking it too. Alrighty. So the next 2 stitches each get one. One there. There's one there. The next stitch gets 2 because we're doing an increase there. The next 3 stitches each get 1. So that gets 1. That gets 1. And that gets 1. Now, hopefully that it is clear enough on screen. And then the next stitch gets 2. 1 and 2. This round is supposed to have 54 stitches. I'm not going to count all those stitches. The next 2 stitches each get 1. Give me 1 second. Okay. Oh, yeah. I do love it. Okay, so those 2 get 1. The next one gets 2. 1. 2. The next 3 each get 1. Now, the way that the original pattern... Let me get this repeat section here done. Because if I start talking without paying attention to the pattern, we're going to have a blob. 1 and 2. The original pattern only gives the instructions 1 through 4. And after you get round 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you would repeat rounds 3 and 4 evenly until they're the size that you want for your glass, because everybody's glasses are different sizes. So if you had a really tiny little thin one, you could stop here. So you can make this as big as you want. You just have to work out the math, and this is the hard part with the vintage pattern. They're not real clear. You got to work out the math to fit in those extra stitches evenly all the way around. Okay, so I think this is the last time I have to do the little repeat that we've been doing all the way around this round. So the next 2 stitches each get 1. There's 1. And there's 2. The next stitch will get 2 because that's the increase. The next 3 stitches, 1, 2, yeah, okay, this will work. The next 3 stitches each get 1. A little bit tight there because that's where the slip stitch was. Oh no, it's right there. That part of that thread was a little dark. And then it ends with 2. Well, our starting chain, which that chain kind of pulled a bit, counts as 1. So we don't have to do 2. We already did the second half. That very first chain of 3 counts as it's technically our very last stitch in the count of the repeat. So right where that is, we'll get another stitch. And when you're dealing with these really tiny little stitches, trying to get into a slip stitch can be a little tough. So that was the first of the 2, so, and that stitch gets 2. So that was 1, and we already have the other one. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of that original chain from that round. And that is round number 5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the white, I'm going to pick up the purple, and then this method, you don't have to worry about cutting and weaving in ends. Yes, if you look on the back here, you will see where I had to bring up my yarn from the previous round, but it's barely noticeable unless if I point it out like I am now. So you're not going to really see it as much. And it's also the bottom. So if it's a coaster and you have company over for your 1940s, 1950s cocktail party, and they happen to flip over your coasters in a very polite, gentle way, you ask your guest to leave. Because that is what Donna Reed would do. If you all know who Donna Reed was. Alrighty. Or Harriet Nelson. Or Mrs. Cleaver. When are we hosting a 1940s, 1950s cocktail party? Oh, Lord. Oh, do I have to wear a zoot suit? Okay, so now we're going to go on to round number 6.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, Artsy Gamer Girl. How are you? I mean, I've dressed up in costume here on stream once, but I don't know about wearing a zoot suit. Okay, round 6. The first 8 stitches are going to get a single, and then in the next one, we're going to do 2 singles in the next one. You doing well? That's always good to do well. Like I said, welcome to the stream. I am the Crafty Cub. I mainly do crochet. I do want to do some other different types of crafts. Yeah, it does work up quick. I do want to do other types of crafts. I usually stream Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights starting at 8 Eastern. Tonight is an exception because I missed some streams. So it's a makeup stream, and I'm doing a longer stream tonight to make up for that. And usually what I do on Thursdays is Throwback Thursdays. So this is our throwback pattern from the mid-40s. Yes, crochet tends to work up quick. It tends to work up quick, and not always. But this pattern, it's a really simple pattern. That's why I chose this. Always nice to see a fellow doing crochet, especially threading. Yes, I love it. I'm going to take a little break from that at the moment to show real quick where to go. A few examples of some of the other things that I have done. Every other Thursday, we do a mystery pattern on Throwback Thursdays, and Grammy picks the pattern. So far, the ones we've done have been from a book of edgings from the mid-40s. And this was the one we did last week. I did a little sample. I didn't do the full edge, like a full long piece. I haven't blocked this yet. I definitely need to block it. So that is a edging that can go on a tablecloth, a handkerchief, linens, any type clothing. And then the previous one that we did was this one. Even though it's from the 40s, this is giving me, with the square fillet stitches, is giving me Art Deco. This is giving very Art Deco vibes. With the fan and yeah. So, we did that on stream. And then some of these other ones I did off stream. We'll get back to the coaster here in a second. So I did that one. And these, the next 3, this one and the next 2 edgings, are from that website that I posted. Actually, let me go back to the main one here. Are from this website, freevintagecrochet.com. Again, they have other edgings. They have other paddings, just not doilies. And I did this little simple one. And then I also did this fancy lacy open one, which when I look at this, and if you take it and you kind of pleat it a bit, ever so often, and if you made it longer, I wouldn't pleat it as much. And if you work with it, it could be a lace cuff if you're doing a pirate theme outfit or colonial or whatever. And then the other thing that I did on stream, I did this one on stream, was this doily from, I think this is from the 30s. Again, this is from that website, Free Vintage Crochet. All right, so let's go back to our coaster, doily / coaster. It's only a coaster because it's small. Yeah, I love the vintage patterns. I do other stuff too. Earlier I was doing blankets for Project Linus. So it's just not all the real thin stuff. Okay, for this round, the first 8 stitches each get a single. So go into the stitch, do a single. So that's 1. Next one gets 1, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next stitch gets 2. 1 and 2. And that's the repeat all the way around for this one. Again, in this pattern, our purple variegated thread is all singles. Our white is all doubles. So we do 8 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the next stitch gets 2. So 1 and 2. Again, anytime you put 2 stitches into 1 stitch, that's an increase. So when you do the next round, you have extra stitches to work into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you didn't do the increase, if you just kept doing the same number over and over again, it'll curl up and it will be a cylinder like this basket. I kept increasing for the base, and then when I got as wide as I want to do the sides, I didn't increase anymore and kept going. And so it's basically the same type of thinking. It's just the different stitches you do. Okay. Oh, I was yarning over to do a double, and we don't do doubles on this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this next one gets 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next one gets 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next stitch gets 2. 1 and 2. And I'm going to slip stitch into that very first chain that I made, or the first stitch, whatever you can get to join. And that is the the end of round number 6. We're going to have an ad coming up here. When I get back from the ad, we will do round number 7. 7? Yeah, 7. Again, we're going to round number 8, and then we will do our cute little ruffle double edge. So I will be back after this ad. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sitting through that ad break. Like I said, I changed it to once an hour just so it's not as annoying, because I know that's not fun to sit through an ad. So all I did when we were at ad break, I just chained up 3 with the white. So it's the same thing we've been doing. I've been dropping the one color, picking up the other, and then just chaining up however many I need to chain. I chained up 3 because we're doing white, because now this round, again, with this pattern, white is double crochets. The purple variegated are singles. Before we go any further, I'm going to address the magic ring. When we started, we did the magic ring, so we didn't have a hole in the center. I'm going to pull the loop out and take my hook out. Again, if you do crochet, if you don't know anything about crochet, I should say, if you want to stop, you pull your loop really large and take your hook out, and then that way you're going to lessen the chance of your stitches coming undone. Okay, so we did the magic ring, but we still have a hole here. See that hole in the center? We don't want the hole in the center. So we've got enough worked up that we can flip it to the back, and I will weave in the purple tail at some point. So we flipped it over to the back, and firmly hold on to your work, and with the other hand, take your tail. And what I want you all to watch is that hole in the center. I'm going to lay it down flat so you can see. You can probably see the black paper underneath. So if you watch, when I do this, watch what happens to that hole. I have to hold it, actually. Do that. I pulled it shut like a drawstring, and now you don't have a hole in the center. Now, there are patterns that you do want the center to have a hole. And then, in that case, you really wouldn't use a magic ring, or if you do, you would do a very loose magic ring. But that's a little crochet trick, and that's just not for crochet thread, or cotton thread, I should say. It could be for any yarn that you're using. Alrighty, so round 7. First 4 stitches get a double crochet, the next one gets 2 double crochets, and that's the pattern. I'm not counting this as one of our doubles. That will be the very last of our doubles when we end, so there'll be 2 in here. That'll be the second of the 2. So in the first stitch, we do 2. Getting into that first stitch, it's a little tight. I am a tight hooker. 2, 3, and 4. Not only a dirty hooker, but also a tight hooker. And then the next stitch we'll get 2. 1 and 2. The next 4 each get 1. And these are all double crochets. 2, 3, 4. The next one gets 2. Whoops, that was a half double. I don't want to do a half double. There's 1 there, and then the second one that joins it. And then the next 4 each get 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one gets 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. If anybody has any questions while I'm doing this, feel free to ask. Two, 3, 4. I gotta pull out slack because I feel tension on it. And if you got tension on it, it's not gonna make the stitches form as nice, and it's not gonna be as comfortable for you while you're stitching. And I think I feel it more with the cotton thread because it's thinner and it's pulling on my hand more. 2, 3, 4. This next one gets 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One gets 2. I don't know if you notice that it's curling. That's normal when you're working in the round, especially with the cotton thread. The stitches I'm adding to increase, it will flatten out. And also if you block it, it'll help too. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if I can see the stitch, next one gets 2. Okay, I want to make certain the repeat was 4 stitches. 1, 2. I had a brain fart. It was like, wait a minute. No, I'm right. 2, 3, 4. Because I really don't want to frog out all those stitches. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but really don't want to do that. This stitch got 2 there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull some slack out, even though we're at the end of the round. Next one gets 2. And then the next 4, which I don't think there's 4, but we can fudge it. We can fudge it. So we put 1, 2. The next one there's 3. And then what we're going to do is we don't have another stitch. I must have miscounted or something. So I'm going to add another one in there. That's our 4. And then our chain, our first chain, is the second of the chain of the 2 stitches together. So I'm going to put the first of the 2 stitches. It's kind of weird. It's just the way I count it. You can count it however you want. Going in here. So I added that extra stitch just so my stitch count will be okay on this next row that I'm going to work on. If it wasn't, it wouldn't have been the end of the world if it's off by 1, but it's okay. So I slip stitch to join. I'm dropping the white and I'm picking up the purple. And now we're going to do round number 8. I'm going to just chain 1 up and tighten up that, so I don't have to worry about the white anymore. So I've got purple on the hook. You probably can't see, but there's purple on the hook. And then this round, the first 11 stitches each get a single crochet. The following stitch will get 2 singles, and that's the repeat. So it's pretty simple. There's no complicated involved stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then the next stitch gets 2. So 1 and 2. Like I said, there's no really complicated stitches in this. There's no like popcorns and puff stitches and you're not going backwards. Okay, so then you do 11 by themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. The next stitch gets 2, so 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The next one gets 2. There's 1, and there's the second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then this one gets 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whoops, 10, and 11. It's really good if your child wants to learn how to count. Come over here and watch me count stitches. Oh, and then the next one gets 2. 1 and 2. We're almost done this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then there's a chain 1 there. So I'm going to go in that same stitch, or really close to that same stitch. That chain 1 counts as a stitch. So those are our 2 together. I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain. I can't see this. And that is the end of round number 7. So we're slowly getting bigger. Slowly getting bigger. So we're going to drop the purple, pick up the white. I'm going to tighten up that so it's all snug. That's 1 chain. I'm going to do 2 more chains of the white so I don't really have to worry about the purple anymore. And now onto round number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, this is round number 9. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, round number 9. First 5 stitches gets a double crochet. I'm going to go into my first stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one gets 2, so that's an increase. 1 and 2. The next 6 each get 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The next one gets 2 because that's an increase. And then that's our pattern. So 5 each get 1, increase, and then the next 6 each get 1, and then increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is going to increase, so that gets 2. This is actually the last round, I think. Let me see something real quick. Let me double check. Just to be on the safe side. Yes. Yeah, this is the last round until we do. Not until. This is the last round. The next round we'll start the ruffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next one gets 2. 1 and 2. What it's starting to look like. We're getting there. That was 6. We did 6, and then we did 2 together. Now we're going to do 5. So 1. I want to mean 5 individually. That was 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next one gets 2. The next 6 each get 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one, yeah, then 6. Make certain I'm keeping up the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. The next one gets 2. And then the next 5 get 1. 1, 2. I'm going to pull out more slack. 3, 4, 5, and then the next one gets 2. 1 and 2. My hand's starting to cramp a little bit because of the thin thread. And the next 6. 1, 2. Is it 6? Because it's you do 5, and then the next time you do all of them individually, you do 6. Yeah. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next one gets 2. Then the next 5 each get 1. It's just same thing over and over. 2, 3, 4, 5. One gets 2. And the next 6 each get 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Next one gets 2, 2. The next 5 each get 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one gets 2. And then the next 6 should each get 1. And this will finish off this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to slip stitch to the very top of our chain there. And there, we've got the size that we want. If you wanted to get a bigger glass for whatever reason, you can go bigger. We're not going to go bigger. So let me double check one thing here. Yeah. So now we're going to start on the ruffle. The ruffle is done in 2 stages. As you can see here in my example, we're going to start with the ruffle on the bottom, or the edging. We're going to start that one. And after we do that, then we will come back and do the one that's on the top, I think. Yeah. So we're going to drop the white. We're going to pick up our purple variegated. And I'm going to just chain one up. So we've got that on the hook. This round is super, 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 super easy with the purple variegated. We're going to do single crochets, 1 in each stitch all the way around, but back loop only. Those of you who don't know about crochet, I don't know how well you could see it. Probably this is not the good time to show it because it's so tiny. But these little V's, there's actually 2 strands there. Normally, when you do a stitch, you're going to go under both strands. But for back loop only, we're only going to go into the back loop, the back strand. And that's all we're going to do for this round is back loop only single crochets. The reason we're doing this is that this ruffle or edging is the bottom, so it's going to be on the back loop only. Once we finish this edging and we go to do the second edging, we're going to go back, we're going to start back onto that row and go into the front loops only. And that is why we've got these 2 rounds of these edging. They're stitched, they're connected at the same row. So that's how we get these 2 layers. So you can kind of see there that it's kind of pulling, and it will pull. And it's separating. So that's the back loop, and then the front loop is here towards the front. So this round, I don't have to count anything. There's no increases. None of that business. And that's another reason why this round will kind of go somewhat quick. I'm not having to think. Thank you for the cheer, Vivian. How are you? Or the bits? Or the I'm not. Oh, that's bits. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not used to the cheer thingy. Wow, thank you for the bits. Again, I'm a relatively new streamer. I mean, I've been streaming since December. I'm doing good. I'm just working on this vintage pattern for a coaster or doily from the 40s. The picture above is a horrible picture because all you really see is the drinkware. You don't really see the doily in their picture. But I'm the Crafty Cub. I primarily crochet on stream. I want to get into some other things, and I keep saying that, and I need to do it. I need to set up my camera angles to show some other crafts, hobbies, or whatever that I enjoy. Um, Mostly it's educational. I usually teach, like I'm doing right now. I'm showing how to make this doily. Oop, I got a frog out of a couple stitches. My tension was all off, and the stitch came out. But yes, it does say Throwback Thursday, and I know it's not Thursday. It is Friday. I wasn't able to stream yesterday, and I didn't stream Tuesday. I usually stream not Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. But I wasn't able to stream, so this is like a makeup type stream. So first half we worked on blankets for Project Linus. In this half, we're doing our throwback vintage pattern. So I come to the end of the round, and I'm just going to slip stitch into my very first stitch to join. We're going to drop our purple, our variegated, and pick up our white. I'm going to look at my pattern. Okay, this is where we get fun. So I'm going to chain up one with the white, pull it tight. I'm also crocheting, right now I'm crocheting onto my phone charger, which is resulting into a vine with leaves. It's cream color though, so when I get green, I'll redo. Oh, wow. That sounds really, really interesting. I have a Discord. If you want to join the Discord, you can. I would love to see a picture of it. If you don't want to join the Discord, that's fine. If you have a link like an Instagram or whatever link, feel free to post that if you have a picture of it. Yeah, that sounds very. I've seen it done before, where you're crocheting around the charger, but that's kind of cool to make it look like a vine with leaves. Alrighty. So for this round, we just did our back post, not back post, back loop only single crochet all the way around. Now we've switched our color. We dropped the purple and picked up the white. We're going to single crochet into our first stitch. Into the first stitch. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to double crochet into that very same stitch that we did that single crochet into. So I made a little loop. We're going to skip three stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. And that is the pattern. So now we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, whoa, nope. I'm wrong. Oh, thank you for the bits. Okay, I'll catch you later. And thank you for stopping in. Okay, we're going to start this round over again. So we are going to single crochet into our first stitch. We are going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me double check my pattern here. Okay. So we chain 5, and in that same stitch, we're going to double crochet, and then we're going to put 2 more double crochets. So a total of 3 double crochets in that same stitch. If I can get into the stitch. So there's 2, and there's 3. So we've single crocheted, chain 5, and then 3 double crochets into that very first stitch. Now we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in the next stitch, do a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into that very same stitch, do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth stitch, do a single crochet. So it's forming this, I don't know what you want to call it. You got these 3 doubles here on one side, and the other side we got the loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that same stitch, we're going to do 3 doubles. 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do a single. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and in that very same stitch we worked in, 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth, do a single. So that's going to form the basis or the foundation of our ruffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 doubles into that same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the fourth one do a single. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in that very same stitch do 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3. Skip 3, fourth one, do a single. 3, 4, 5, and in the same stitch, 3 doubles. 2, 3. Just to show what it's starting to look like. Again, these loops will be opened up more, just like these, because we're going to end up stitching into those loops eventually. I need a little drinky drink. skip 3, and then the 4th one, single, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 doubles into the stitch. You're going to do this all the way around. 1, 2, 3. Two. 3. We're going to skip 3. 3. And 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Doubles into the stitch. Get more slack out of this because we're going to need it. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. In the 4th. Whoops. It's the stitch. And in the 4th, single. Three. 1, 2, 3. I'm only halfway done, but you get the idea of how it's going to look. I think we're going to end here soon. Tomorrow I will pick up and finish this pattern. 3. That. I'll do a few more of these little ruffly things. 3. 2. 5. Music's got me dancing a little. 1, 2, 3. Single. I think this will be the last one I'm going to do tonight. 2, 3, 4, 5. Redo those doubles. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I think we're going to put a pin in it. Not literally. I'm going to put a stitch marker in my loop so I don't lose my stitches. We will start on this first thing on tomorrow's stream. We will finish this edging, and then we will do the second edging, and then the whole project will be done. So I think that's what we will end up doing. And then the rest of the stream tomorrow night, we'll work on Project Linus blankets, kind of like the reverse of what we did tonight. So, let me try to find somebody to raid. Let's see here. I think we're gonna go raid. Let me bring up this so you don't have to see my keyboard. We're gonna go raid another male crocheter. He's a smaller crocheter than I am. He doesn't have that many followers, so definitely stick around for the raid. We're gonna go raid Cake Crochet. He's working on I forgot what he said it was, what it's gonna be, but it's using the loop stitch in crochet. I forgot what he was making. I rated his stream the other night. So definitely stick around for the raid. Show him some love and support. I will be on tomorrow night, playing around with the times. Tonight I started at 6, and I think that might have worked out better. So planning on, I think I'm going to end up streaming tomorrow night, starting at 6 and going until whenever. Again, follow the Discord if you want. Check out the YouTube channel. All of my streams, as soon as I'm done streaming, they get uploaded directly to the YouTube channel. Unedited. The way you see it here is the way you see it on there. It's basically a catalog, an archive of all of my streams. You can watch past streams. I think that's it for tonight. So, stick around for the raid. And I will chat with you all tomorrow, hopefully. And happy crafting. And like Grammy said, good night, yarnies. And especially good night to all of those dirty hookers out there. I will chat with you